Today we're going to be pulling another one of our trends from the 2025 Design Trends video that Drew did. You can watch that right here if you missed it. This video is going to be on the doodle trend or naive sketch. And the actual technical term for this is conceptual sketch. So if you go over to Pinterest and you type in conceptual sketch, you'll be able to find these kind of naive illustrations. Don't be frustrated if not all of them are the thing that you're looking for. You can just click into one and then it'll show you references for other things that are close as well. I actually went ahead and made a tote bag using this style. Shout out Doodle for these sketches. She did the flowers and the little cocktails, and then I just went into Kittl and added the text below this, and I'll break down this project for you and then we're gonna make another one together. I actually had Drew model this for a picture because he looked a little bit more cute with it than I did. Going to Pinterest to look at some of these sketches is really good for inspiration, and the way that this was achieved on the tote bag is that these were drawn on paper and taken a picture of or on an iPad and then put into Kittl just using the vectorizer tool with one color to vectorize this from a sketch to an actual scalable art piece that you can change the color of and have a little bit more flexibility with. So if you like to doodle or sketch, this trend is definitely for you, and you probably already have a huge notebook full of doodles. Just take a picture with your phone, put them into Kittl, vectorize them, and you'll be able to do all kinds of awesome art pieces with them. Here is the project file for the tote bag. The first tip that I have is I like to pull a picture, just a PNG or a JPEG, it doesn't really matter, of what the product is to put on the canvas for me to design over. So this isn't an actual mock-up in the mock-up generator. This is just a picture that I put in the canvas to design on to see what it would look like. Then this is just a second artboard that I pulled the design over to scale up, and then when I wanted to go export it to put onto the tote bag, I just removed the color here, or when you go to download, you can click the remove background button as well. It'll have the same effect. Looking at this a little bit closer, we can ungroup this. This is actually 3 separate doodles. So we've got what looks to be a martini, another cocktail glass, and then the flowers. Again, shout out Doodle, she did an awesome job. And these are just little sketches that she did with a pen and a notebook and just sent us a picture of it, and we vectorized it, and it was not very difficult at all. And if you don't have a sketchbook, paper, or anything that you can draw with on you, you probably have your phone. I've done this thing where I've just opened Instagram and taken a picture of just a black screen. You can go into the little pen tool and just draw something there. Like this is a little smiley face, and then you can download that, send it over to your computer, and I've got that little sketch right here in my editor, image vectorizer. And since this is black with white, I think it's going to vectorize the darker color. Yeah, if that happens, you can do the opposite, make it a white screen and then draw in black, or you can just do image vectorizer and bump that to 2 colors and then remove the black. So we can go in here and just boop, turn that off, and then you can place your vectored image anywhere you like. The excuses to not be able to create things become fewer and fewer as we have more features and more tools at our disposal. So under these doodle illustrations right here that Doodle gave to us, I just put a couple of different text lines. This is just Archivo across the board. All of these fonts are the same weight, nothing really fancy going on, and this is just a couple different text boxes. These were just things that I feel like would happen at a happy hour club, drinks, and then flowers, because there's flowers in the image, and conversation, and you'd be hanging out with your friends. So just random text. Doesn't really mean anything, just put it on a tote bag, and if it fits the vibe, then most likely you could sell it or just make it for yourself. This is great for gifts. I know Christmas is coming up, so you can make this for your friends or your family. And this is really one of the easier trends to do because it really just is 2 elements. It's gonna be your doodle, your illustration of some sort, and then maybe some text, some clean text. Just find whatever text suits the vibe of the doodle that you're using. For example, I could take this, get rid of the drinks, and then make it just the flower. Put this guy in the center, maybe get rid of these text boxes, and then we could do something completely different with this. We could get a little text transformation on this, circle, and then fresh flower market. Determined to not have spelling errors in this video today. Center that, center this. So we have our arc text up here. Maybe adjust the placement of this, and I could copy this text down here, get rid of that text transformation, and then we could say something like open every day 10 to 6. Make sure that those fonts, the weights match. And that text box seems a little long. I don't want it to be longer than the top, so I might get rid of that text line. And now we've kind of got like a pseudo tombstone shape. It doesn't have the sides, but the sides are kind of implied. And we could copy our text right here, put 9 to 5 right here, since that did not work for the bottom. And let's size that down and put that on both sides. And it feels like it needs a little something more than that. Like the little text box is not as defined as I want it to be. It doesn't look intentional, so I'm gonna make it look more intentional by adding a little circle shape around that. And I'm gonna try to make the thickness of this circle kind of match the thickness of the doodle. Looks about the same. And I really love the look of that. So we're gonna copy that on both sides. And let's move it closer because it was kind of throwing off the shape of that tombstone. Group both of those, center it up. And now we've got a completely different design. So let's copy our artboard over. And without having to go into the whole actual full mockup generator, I could just group my design up, copy this over, and we could see what it looks like on the tote bag. And so this is a great way that you can take doodles that, especially if you're somebody that draws and can crank out these doodles, it makes this trend very easy because you can just vectorize them and do a bunch of different designs with the same doodle. You could take that same flower and then just get a little text set up and change the text and have 10 different designs on this. And of course, this trend doesn't have to be just for tote bags. I mean, that was the application of today's video because I made the design and then put it on a tote bag and it looked great, but you could put this on shirts, you could put this on coffee mugs, a poster, really anything. This style is so good because one, it's easy to achieve, and two, it applies to really anything that you would put a design on. I've been seeing this trend everywhere. A bunch of restaurants and cocktail bars and flower shops are all moving their branding to this kind of conceptual sketch, naive doodle, just because it has so much character and is so eye-catching. Well, that's it for today's video. Make sure you utilize that vectorizer tool. I'm sure you probably already have a bunch of doodles. Just go put them into your Kittl library. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the trends, videos, like this video, and leave a comment down below if this was helpful and let us know what else you would like to see. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.